Well, thanks. I'm gonna get out of here while I still can.
So we finally got the grind boots. Now you can begin making comparisons with the Sonic franchise. Because of course. It was released only a year after Sonic Adventure 2, so... let's not read too far into that, actually. Anyway, yes, I still had to buy the grind boots. But hey, we bought ourselves a ticket to automated rides. That's nice, I guess. Yeah, that basically about sums up the grind boots. You get automatic sections to go through. I'm beginning to wonder if I bothered editing this. In fact, I'm pretty sure right now I just realized the solution right now, seconds before I did. Oh well. Anyway, this is a unique section. We can play as Clank. Look at that. We don't have to play as the Lombax anymore. For a while anyway. So yes, Ratchet and Clank. First started off as Ratchet, then it started off as Ratchet and Clank, and now it's just Clank. So Clank, well, I guess he's accurate, he's pretty slow, doesn't jump all that well. So really, he's just I guess it really shows us how different he is from Ratchet. Weak, slow. Still needs nanotech apparently though. But I guess there's one way to fix a robot shell. I mean, from what I recall from this game, it originally had like medicine for getting your health back.
Jump, then press and hold the X button again while in the air to glide.
As I was saying, the game originally had medicine apparently, like Red Cross and all, for health in this game. Which would make it very much like a game of the early 2000s. But then they replaced it with nanotech, thus allowing the world to make Metal Gear Rising jokes as of now. But back to that topic of that would make things very interesting for Clank, who's supposed to be a robot who can't utilize medicine, so I guess First Aid originally was very accessible to everybody, robots included. So about this section, there's not a whole lot I could say here. I mean, it's what you see is what you get, just a slower paced variation of Ratchet's platforming. I mean, what can I say? There's nothing interesting in this one in particular. Just get used to the controls, I guess. I mean, it's not bad. Like I said, it's a very good way to see things here. It's just introduction to the controls of Clank. Of course, they also put you over the void of space, which has gravity apparently, so be careful not to fall off. Of course, even this is slow. Notably in later games, Clank is way faster than this. You could tell this is the first game that has Clank playable when they make him this slow. Oh, would you look at that? It's this thing again. Oddly, it's not trying to attack on sight, but that's a good thing, I guess. Basically, don't try to attack those. It won't end well.
You have just activated a Gadgetbot. To command a Gadgetbot, hold down the triangle button and select Wait, Follow, Attack, or Enter.
So yes, you have your own minions to command. triangle button finally gets use here. The weapon ring gets converted into this command list that allows you to control the Gadgetbots. And as you can tell, you know, I don't need to spell it out for you. Very useful. And unfortunately though, we can't keep them around as pets, so yes, this force field has to go. Holding is something very important. Actually, I think Clank could just fit through there if he wanted. But knowing his crawl speed, it wouldn't work out. And that's that. We got ourselves a new gadget.
The Gadgetron Hydro Displacer uses Insta-faucets and Insta-drains. Using it, you can drain and fill pools. Our sensors do not detect any on this space station.
For ones they're telling us, sorry, this one puzzle is not available in this area. Well, that's reassuring. That's much more reassuring than being told, sorry, this thing's not available here when you need it most. And that's the end of Clank. Hope you enjoyed it.
I'm back.
So you are.
And I found this.
Hey, cool. It's what is it?
A hydro displacer.
Great. I always wanted one of those, I guess.
Well, that's what happens when you don't get the Gadgetron help desk at the most opportune time. Speaking of which, that man Clank had the help desk with him instead of Ratchet. Isn't Ratchet the one supposed to have it on his wrist, as shown in the intro? Oh well. Here we go, finally showing it off. Took me long enough.
This shuttle has an autopilot which will take you to a decommissioned Blarg warship. Our scanners indicate that there may be useful technology on board.
Oh, here we are, the warship. Just a bunch of hallways, I guess you could say. I mean, this is basically the gist of what you're going to do for this section of the level. You basically got one path to go through, and it's very linear. Not one of the tougher things we have seen yet, but stay on your toes, I guess. This is the part where they try to pack as much enemies as they can. So 2 paths available here for some reason. I wonder why. Hope this wasn't your first area that you went to. 'Cause this would be your introduction to these enemies. 3 of them, in fact. Oh well, I dealt with it. No problem, apparently. But I did deal with these in the last part, so... yeah. I even killed their mother, so... must mean something. There was something about useful technology. Let's go find it. But not before we press the big red shiny button.
Thank you for selecting our automated self-destruct feature. Vessel annihilation sequence initiated. Please remove all personal belongings.
This was not my fault. Anyway, useful technology was in fact meaning an infobot. So, yes, this whole...
Seriously, I'm not kidding. This whole place is about to explode. Really?
As I was saying, this useful technology was just an infobot. Again. Well, that was that. Good thing we got out of there in time.
This is Darla Gratch reporting live from Blackwater City. We've just learned that Captain Quark will be presenting the grand prize at the Intergalactic Hoverboard Championship, which will be held here over the next few days. In related news, this planet has recently been suffering from an infestation of strange amoeboid creatures. The city's administration has assured this reporter that every step has been taken to eradicate these nuisances. Darla Gratch, Channel 2 News.
Did you see that?
Yes, I hope that poor woman is all right.
She's fine, I think. I was talking about the hoverboard races.
That's... Okay, if you can't tell, Ratchet's very one-sided about, well, everything. I love this wasn't anything but your first Ratchet and Clank game that you're looking at. Or I hope you at least already know about this game. Otherwise, you're probably going to be questioning a lot of things about Ratchet here. Just look at it this way. This is how he originally was. And all of this is just some setup for something much bigger. You'll all see. Well, maybe if the game executes it well to your preference. And immediately we get a good view of the city up ahead. Although it may look like we're going to explore a city, we're only going to be exploring a small part of it. And the music makes it sound like it's going to be very intense. I mean, maybe it is for you, but for me personally, I don't think it was that bad. And look at that, the guys that are supposed to be on our side apparently think Ratchet's something bad, I guess. Maybe they got tipped off by Chairman Drek, of course. This is the first unique variation of a platforming part where you gotta use a stretch jump. I mean, you could probably just jump normally, but there might be a cost to that. Also, if you haven't seen that, there's a shark in the waters. If you're familiar with the Ratchet and Clank series, you'll know that they don't want you to explore too far out of bounds in areas like water. I mean, it can be infinite, so what do we do about that? Why not just have a shark randomly eat Ratchet? So, in particular, this one planet has a shark that'll eat you if you stay in the water for too long, no matter where. This will be something that future games will carry over if in similar situations. Not all planets will be like this, but if you ever think maybe the ocean's too big, chances are maybe there's a shark out there waiting to eat Ratchet. Here's an interesting scenario here. Well, that was very one-sided. Well, I guess, as you can see here, they have a higher priority than Ratchet, the amoeboid there. It's basically what the cleaners are supposed to do, their job. And then apparently you are considered threatening too. I mean, you are an alien here carrying gigantic weaponry. But it could be worse. Trust me, it can. The amoeboids, they're an interesting green sludge creature. Their origins are not something I can tell you right now, but they are an interesting creature. At least if you played other games. But here, they're just your average toxic sludge monster. I mean, if you limit yourself to this first game, you'll probably be wondering what it has to do with this whole entire world. I mean, the last thing I would associate City with is toxic sludge monster. But then again, I guess I dealt with lava slugs before, so it could be worse. I got the Mind Glove. A favorite for everyone who plays the Ratchet Clank 3 multiplayer mode. So what does it do? Just displaces minds. Just throw and hope the game does something with it. Well, as you can see here, there isn't much I can do with that. Apparently the tank is not threatening enough. Look at that, a new NPC. Wonder what he has to say.
Rhino for your robot. Trade you.
Well, okay.
Ratchet.
I'm kidding. Sorry, he's not for sale. What's a rhino anyway?
Rip ya a new one.
What did you just say to me?
R-Y-N-O. Rip ya a new one.
Why, that's the most powerful missile launcher in the galaxy. I know it's worth a lot of bolts. He must have stolen it from the Blarg.
Stolen? Look, trash can. Did I say's anything about it being hot? You better watch your mouth or I'll...
Wait, don't tell me. Rip you a new one.
Well, here's an NPC who just happens to carry the most powerful weapon in the whole entire game right here in the beginning. Just to mess with you. Oh, and trust me, you will not get enough bolts to buy that thing, even if you save up your money as much as possible in a first playthrough. So if you ever want to get that, legitimately of course, you're gonna have to go out of your way to do at least multiple playthroughs, but I'll elaborate more on that later. Would you look at that? Maybe this will have some practical application now. I didn't need so many, but I think I was just trying to show off the limit. I believe if you have too many, one of the mines that you have just explodes automatically. So you can't have at least more than maybe 5, 6. And this elevator here apparently just takes us to a cave, because why not? Maybe it was part of something else, but for now it's just infested with these amoeboids. There's that again. Well, hope you've been keeping a good eye on them. Maybe we'll find out sooner or later what they do, but not now, not now. Well, I was pretty sure I just heard the mine, or at least knew that it just blew up right there. I guess they apparently have a height limit to them. Throw them too high up and they'll just explode anyway. And if you haven't noticed, we're already about to be ambushed. And somehow these enemies got trapped in the cells on their own, apparently. Don't know how that happened, but... maybe this would have been a thing I should have done the first thing, to set up another war between the amoeboids and the cleaners, but... gotta get the glory for yourself. Man, I didn't really think that far ahead, so... Can you blame me? Yeah, you guess you could. Oh, this is an interesting situation. Just a bunch of buttons and a whole scenario of lasers. So yes, we gotta navigate. Not really a maze, but just some gauntlet type thing, as it'll turn out to be. You press a button, you open a laser wall, and as you can tell, they're obviously waiting. Some will be safe, some will not. But apparently these lasers are really good that you can't even use the taunter to do things. You can't pick up the nanotech until the laser wall is off. They somehow built something way stronger than most things you would ever see. I'm pretty sure this thing could stop the Rhino. I guess there's only one way to find out, but I don't feel like doing it. And would you look at this? You can explore on it, because of course, if I didn't fall off. And as you tell by the gold glow, that's a gold bolt. So as you can tell, this is really the only way you'll be able to get there. Just keep your balance. Don't fall off. Unfortunately though, if you ever want to fully open up the place, you gotta make multiple revisits. Only one area here will open up another. Very rarely will you get more else. Like, I mean, look at that. If you went through the other path, the button there that would have activated the laser ball to the gold bolt is in fact non-functional. That's great. Oh, what did that accomplish? All of nothing, except for a few bolts. So I guess there's something... I guess there's only two mandatory times you gotta do this. First, just to get a gold bolt. And the other, just so you can get access to the whole entire area. Fortunately, it looks like I went sort of the wrong way, but... oh well. There's already a button there. Didn't see that. Oh, would you like? They actually can go through the laser wall. It's just they've been denying us the whole time, apparently. But suddenly everything works out just fine. So I guess you only need to go up there once. But unfortunately, you cannot go there and get a gold bolt. This is, I guess, the amoeboids slam that button too good. And now to finally deal with the tank on the ledge. Just sitting, just trotting along there, doing nothing but waiting. Good thing they're very weak to just a simple little bomb. So as we know from the scale of power in this series, we now know that tanks are very low. There are enemies that take more hits with a bomb glove than a tank. That says a lot. And look at that, we finally got somewhere.
Welcome to the HoverCon Intergalactic Hoverboard Competition. Captain Quark's giving away a brand new Platinum Zoomerator to the winner of this competition.
A platinum zoomerator. Perhaps that will be the proof of your accomplishments that Skid's agent requires.
Wait, do you guys mean Skid McMarks?
Yeah, Skid couldn't make it, so we're here to, fill in for him.
Guess we'll see about that.
So welcome to racing, I guess. It's just here. This is back in the era when all platformers had to have some sort of gimmick like racing. Luckily for the most part, this game has very little gimmicks to go through. I mean, have you seen the Sly Cooper games? It gets weird to say that Sly 2 is the least gimmicky one. That's the one that has 3 characters. I mean, if you remember Sly Cooper and Devious Raccoonus, if you saw me Let's Play or just played it yourself, well, there's racing gimmicks in that game too. Nobody liked those. Here, maybe it's a little bit more tolerable, but not by much. If you know what you're doing, you should win this race no problem, as long as you don't screw up. And if you do screw up, your chances of winning significantly drop. Not impossible, but yeah, that should give you an idea of what this really is. There's not much else to this though. It's really just this game trying to make an attempt at skateboarding, except it's hoverboarding.
Hi folks, Captain Quark here. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce this year's HoverCon Intergalactic Champions. Let's give it up for newcomers,
Ratchet and Clank.
Hey look, that's us!
Today's winners will take home a brand new professional grade Model T15 Platinum Zoomerator. Manufactured by Gadgetron, this hoverboard drive delivers more lift, speed, and maneuverability than any other anti-grav device on the market. Well, folks, that's all the time we have. Tonight, remember to set your infobots to the Quark Classic channel for tonight's episode of Dogfight Over Death Canyon, starring yours truly. Thank you, and have a Quark-tastic day.
Oh, we finally won the Zoomerator. What does it do?
Since you now have a Zoomerator, you can convert tricks to turbo. Press the square button to use turbo.
Well, if it's even remotely like skateboarding, it's gotta have tricks, obviously. So this is what this game's idea of tricks are for. Converting into turbo that you can use. So yes, that bar on the left is just our turbo. And you got the whole range of shoulder buttons to do certain specific type of tricks. Doing basic ones will get you a small amount of boost. But doing something like that gate just gave me a skill point. I feel even more proud of myself now. That should be everything. So yes, tricks convert into turbo. Use a unique range of tricks. If you use too many the same one, their value goes greatly down. So be unique. And so close yet so far away. We found yet another area we can't go into until we can see it. But that's being saved for part 5. So hope you enjoyed this one.